I said, then I prayed to God of heaven and I answered the king, if it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in his sight, let him send me to the city in Judah where my ancestors are buried so that I can rebuild it. Then the king and the queen sitting beside him asked me, how long will my journey take? How long will your journey take? And when will you get back? It pleased the king to send me, so I set a time. I also said to him, if it pleases the king, may I have letters? May I have letters to the governors of the Trans-Euphrates, okay? So that they will provide me safe conduct until I arrive in Africa, Judah. And may I have a letter to Asaph, keeper of the royal ark, the royal park, so he will give me timber to make beams for the gates of the citadels by the temple and for the city wall and for the residence that I'm going to live in. And because the gracious hand of my God is on me, the king granted my request. So I went to the governors of the Trans-Euphrates and gave them the king's letters. The king had also sent an army of officers and a cavalry with me. Officials heard about this. They were very much disturbed that someone had come to promote the welfare of the Israelites. I'm going to inspect Jerusalem's walls like Nehemiah. I went to Jerusalem, and after staying there 3 days, I set out during the night with a few others. I had not told anyone what my God had put in my heart to do for Jerusalem. There were no mounts with me except the one I was riding on. By night, I went out through the valley gate toward the Jackal, Well, and the Dung Gate, examining the walls of Jerusalem, which had been broken down, and its gates, which had been destroyed by fire. Then I moved on towards the Fountain Gate and the King's Pools, but there was not enough room for my mount to get through. So I went up to the valley by night, examining the wall, and finally, I turned back and re-entered through the valley gate. The officials did not know where I had gone or what I was doing, because as yet I had said nothing to the Jews or the priests or nobles or officials or any others who would be doing the work. I didn't share it with them. I'm reading the word to you. This is exactly what's going on. Then I said to them, you see the trouble we're in? Mr. President, you see the trouble we're in? Jerusalem lies in ruins. Africa lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. I also told them about the gracious hand of my God on me and what the king has said to me. They replied, let us start rebuilding. So they began this good work. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, Tobiah, the Ammonite official, and Geshem, the Arab, heard about it, they mocked and ridiculed us. What is this you're doing, they asked. Are you rebelling against the king? I answered them by saying, the God of heaven will give us success. We, his servants, will start rebuilding. But as for you, you have no share in Jerusalem. You have no share in Africa, or any claim, or historic right to it. Nehemiah chapter 2. So, this is just